Tim, Michael Logston is behind bars today. Police say that he stole a car and things took a very violent and potentially deadly turn when he set that car on fire. You're taking a look at the view of a search cam. This life-saving tool is used by emergency service personnel for an extra set of eyes in a disaster. According to fire investigators, these mattresses were stacked one on top of one another like this in this alleyway. They say a 13-year-old boy was playing with matches in the alleyway and caught the mattresses on fire. Earlier today, we did see a state police helicopter circling a field that's just diagonal from me. It was circling that field for several hours. And then just recently, within the hour, that helicopter did land. We took a drive around the area to see if we could find the helicopter. We didn't find the helicopter, but what we did see about a mile or two down this road near Inlo's restaurant, we did see about 5 or 6 unmarked and some marked state police cars. Several of the officers did appear to be talking. They talked for several minutes and then they took off in all different directions. That cleanup is going on right now. I'm going to step behind the camera to give you an idea of what we're seeing from here. I'm told that the truck was carrying steel blocks. I'm going to zoom in and you're going to have a look at those steel blocks. You can see them right there. More than a dozen people are outside of the Huntington County Courthouse protesting a pipeline. That pipeline is being put in about 10 miles outside of the borough, and we stopped by earlier today as they were cutting down trees. With each falling tree fell the spirits of Ellen Gerhart.
Honestly, if I wasn't so angry about the whole thing, I'd be in tears. And I have been, because there I go.
Stephen and Ellen Gerhart bought a 28-acre property in Huntington County in 1983 with the agreement they would not develop the land, rather preserve it. But in a controversial decision made by a Huntington County judge, Sunoco Logistics has been permitted to construct a 350-mile pipeline on 3 acres of their property. As crews began chopping trees Wednesday, they were met by protesters. If you look high in the treetops, you can see a woman. She is standing her ground by staying in a tree. This is Ellen's daughter.
It's hard because when we signed up for the Forest Stewardship Program, we said we were going to leave it go.
You want to take a
Yes, please.
During our interview with Ellen, we heard a loud thud. Ellen says the tree fell dangerously close to the tree her daughter was in, and she was worried the next falling tree wouldn't miss. Ellen rushed towards the crews, crossing a safety boundary that sheriff's deputies were enforcing. The group had been warned about the boundary, and as Ellen crossed, she was taken away in cuffs. We showed this video to some of Ellen's supporters who were holding a rally outside the courthouse.
It just deeply upsets me to watch her mother be taken away for trying to save her daughter's life.
During the protest, Ellen was released.
Mama Bear started running, yes.
She's been charged with indirect contempt of court and disorderly conduct. This is a really exciting night here, full of energy. Listen to that crowd, and you can tell this group has got a sense of humor, even with their decoration. Police say that the Housing Authority has been working to install security cameras all around Solomon Homes. Was this crime caught on camera? We'll tell you what police say coming up at 6. Reporting now live in the city of Johnstown, Lauren Hensley, 6 News. Yeah, Marty, it's nearly 13 hours later and fire crews are still here. You can see over my shoulder, there is still smoke smoldering from this building. Fire crews are here. They're putting out hot spots, and they're also joined by a forensic team. This forensic team came all the way down from Mercyhurst College. Norfolk Southern says that they didn't contact emergency responders because no one was injured and there were no hazardous materials. I'm going to get behind the camera. We're going to zoom in for a live look at what's going on right now. I'm stepping behind the camera because I want to show you that here on the scene, all of the train cars that have derailed, they're now off the tracks. Those are Norfolk Southern crews you see working down below. They're trying to repair those tracks so that they can get this line back open. For nearly 6 hours, cleanup was underway in Altoona after an eastbound Norfolk Southern train derailed. 7 rail cars flying off the tracks, 2 turned on their side, spilling grain, but not even 911 knew about this accident until 6 News viewers sent us a photo of the damage and we called dispatchers.
we started seeing messages, and one of the TV stations actually called and asked if we were aware of a train derailment. And of course, at that point in time, we weren't.
According to Taylor, Norfolk Southern didn't reach out because they didn't believe it was an emergency. Still, local leaders say they should have let them know.
We would have liked a heads up, nothing else, to be able to answer questions as they're coming into the 911 center, handle rumors, basically to reassure the public that things were under control and that there was no danger.
We reached out to Norfolk Southern and they said because there were no injuries and no threat of hazardous materials, there was no need to contact first responders.
911 Center has Norfolk Southern's emergency contact information, and EMAs can contact us, call that number.
This isn't the first time trains have left the tracks. In September of 2014 near 10th Street, 26 cars loaded with SUVs and vans jumped the tracks, sending the vehicles flying. More recently, in May of 2015, 4 empty coal hoppers derailed at nearly the same exact spot.
What happens here all the time? This is like the third one to happen here. I think the railroad should fix all them rails.
MapQuest shows the spot of Wednesday's accident is just about a mile of the site of the previous 2 accidents. Norfolk Southern says the rails are safe and they're working to figure out what's causing these accidents. The cleanup scene is very active. Over my shoulder, you can see that there is replacement track being brought in to fix the track where the train's derailed. And we also have an important message for drivers who are headed through this area. The 10th Street Expressway is right over here over the shoulder, and earlier today we saw many cars stopping on this busy road. Emergency managers say that's a major no-no. You shouldn't do that because you could cause another accident. Reporting live in Altoona, Lauren Hensley, 6 News. It's been a constant stream of people in and out. This parking lot earlier today was filled up. You couldn't even see the church because that's how many cars there were. Some of the cars even had to park in this overflow parking lot where the media is being kept. We spoke with several of the people entering into the church. Some of the people knew Lloyd Reed Jr. very well. Others didn't even know this officer at all. A somber day for law enforcement as they remember one of their own.
Just reminds you what a huge loss it's going to be, and we'll never be able to replace him.
Dozens gathered to honor Officer Lloyd Reed Jr. after he was killed in the line of duty, swapping stories about what made this man so special.
First he told me I could call him Lloyd. It took a little bit to get to know him before I got the permission to call him Junior. So.
Fondly known to family and friends as Junior, most of his 25-year career of law enforcement was in Somerset County. The last 5 years he spent in St. Clair Township.
I have gotten just tons of compliments from the citizens of the area with great stories about how he helped them out. They were broke down, they had a disabled vehicle, and he stayed with them till the tow truck got there, till he helped people find their lost dog, to ambulance calls that he assisted on where he tried so hard to help people doing CPR.
His actions went above and beyond the call of duty, and it didn't go unnoticed. In October, Reed was awarded an accommodation for bravery. Those who knew him the best say he was so humble he didn't even tell his wife about the award. And as far as the turnout and support shown, friends say he wouldn't want all of this fuss.
Honestly, knowing Lloyd, he may not approve. He was just a humble, simple man. I don't know that he would approve of all the attention, but I will say, though, that he has definitely earned it, and he is definitely worthy of it.
This is the highest point on 80 east of the Mississippi, and it also has a high volume of traffic accidents. So we were wondering if emergency service officials are worried about this spot in particular once that speed limit goes up.
I'll give you no more than 5 to 10 minutes before you'll start really sweating. So.
Woo! I can already feel that heat. At 110 degrees, and I just hit about 3.5 minutes. Finally, I just can't beat the heat. Okay, that is 5 minutes on the dot, and I think I've had enough.